Three things are stately in their tread, four are stately in their stride. The lion, which is mightiest among beasts, and does not turn back before any, the strutting rooster, the he-goat, and a king whose army is with him. That's right, we're talking about Proverbs chapter 30, verses 29 through 31 today. Last time we took a look at the four animals that Agar mentions here that are small but wise, and now we're going to look at those ones. The four that he mentions are stately in their walk. So what animals are stately in their walk? Well, you got the lion. So the old lion, who is the leader of the pride and is stately in his strength, and does not fear. He doesn't need to fear, right? He can stride. He can walk proudly. He can strut around. Doesn't have any reason to be afraid, because the lion is number one. Doesn't really have any predators going against him, so he can do that. He doesn't have to worry. The rooster, or the greyhound, or the horse, or the raven, or something else. It's the next one has a lot of different ideas here. It's really hard to identify this animal because it's really not a name of an animal. It's kind of a descriptor of an animal. So the one with girded loins is what it literally says. This one makes it a little bit harder to apply. What is stately? Is a rooster stately? I guess it's kind of like it says here, like the strutting rooster. Okay, I guess it's kind of stately. Though strutting doesn't really have the idea of stateliness. It's strutting, right? It's more of a pride kind of thing. Where it's stately doesn't mean that you're prideful. It means that you have this air about you because of who you are. Greyhound, I can see that maybe. You see those greyhounds, they used to have greyhound racing, that idea. A horse, a raven, I don't know, raven is kind of weird, but anyway, I don't know how the loins are girded. Like the horse thing, I can see that, yeah. But the rooster too, I don't know, it's just, but anyway, that's a hard one to figure out. But even if we didn't have that one, even if we don't know what exactly, we can throw the rooster in, kind of, the way it struts around, especially when it's the only rooster in the hen house. He doesn't have anything to worry about. He's got no competition. Kind of like the lion, who doesn't have any predators. The rooster, without competition, is strutting around. The he-goat, most identify him as stately because he leads the flock. That's what the he-goat does. Also, some are referred back to the law, where the he-goat is the scapegoat. And so they see this idea of, in the law, the idea that the he-goat is stately in his stride because he is the one who is the scapegoat for the sins of the people. So there's a stateliness about him. Or the he-goat, who just is leading the flock, is stately in his stride because he's leading the flock, right? There's no other competition. He's the man. He's in charge. He's leading all the ewe-goats, or I think it is she-goats, maybe. I guess he-goat, she-goat. So ewes are lambs, or ewes are sheep. But the she-goats, all follow the he-goat wherever he goes. And then we get to the one where it kind of gets you more to the point on this one, where he says, the king who is well protected. So the king who is around his army. He's stately because he doesn't have to worry, right? It's kind of like the other ones. There's nothing to worry about. He's surrounded by his army. Psalm 34:7 says, the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers him. And I think that's where we can find this point being made. So all these are kind of tied together. They're all stately. Why? Because they don't have anything to be afraid of. Right? There's no competition. There's no predators. He's well protected, the king is. And so there's nothing to worry about. And so there's this stateliness that comes from this confidence that comes because you know what's going on. And Psalm 34:7 kind of talks about that, because the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. So the angel of the Lord, which I would refer to as Christ, so Christ is around those who fear him and he delivers them. And that is an amazing thought. You don't have to worry. And so there should be a stateliness about Christians, about those who follow the Lord, because he protects them. He's caring for them. You don't have to worry. The world has anxiety, right? That's what Jesus says. The world is anxious about a lot of things, but you don't have to be anxious. Don't worry. Be stately. Have a confidence. You don't have to freak out. You don't, oh, the world is ending. Oh my goodness, everything is turning horrible. Ah. You don't have to do that because you know who's in charge. And I was just talking to someone about that just recently, and a dear couple. And yeah, we're talking about that idea. It's just, we don't have to be all worked up. We don't have to be worried because we know who's in charge. And he's encamping around us. And so I don't have to worry about what's going to happen. I don't have to be scared. I don't have to be anxious. I might be, but I don't have to be because he's in charge. And so I can be like that king. I can be the he-goat. I can be the strutting rooster. I can be the lion because there's nothing coming against me because the Lord is on my side. So let's end there for today, and we'll come back next time. We'll finish off this chapter of Proverbs for this week. So I'll see you back here next time.